What I'm getting with this one is, like, words, like, some things are only appreciated in retrospect. And kind of, like, references to, like, Van Gogh or, like, other artists that didn't really receive a lot of recognition in their lifetime. But I don't think that whatever this is going to take a whole lifetime to come together. But I do think that there's something about, you know, feeling like right thing, right person, right whatever, wrong time, or like not really appreciated in its time. So if that interests you, feel free to stick around and we'll dig into this energy a little more. We've got the Two of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. You know, this, I feel like this might have to do with some kind of like love or relationships. And I'm kind of being drawn to the fact that we've got like the King of Pentacles here. And the King of Pentacles, he's secure in, you know, his surroundings, his finances, himself. Like, he's got the bag, and he knows how to handle it. And then we have the Ace of Cups. And that's like new emotion, new beginnings. It's almost like, I think, new emotion or some new beginning coming to you when you're in this place of stability. And I kind of feel like maybe there's this sense of like, where was this when I needed it? Or, you know, like, what am I going to do with this now? With that, like, Two of Pentacles there, I think that there's this interesting kind of like balancing act going on, and like wanting to maintain like the stability that you've created within yourself and not get like carried away with like attraction and passion with this Knight of Wands. You know, it's like that would have been something for me when I was in my Page of Pentacles era. But like, King of Pentacles, he's got a kingdom to run. Like, he's got shit to worry about. And this almost feels like a little, we got the Two of Cups on the bottom, of course, a little like resistant to, not resistant to love, but I think very much wanting to prioritize stability, existing stability over anything else, over, you know, that passion. Or, of course, we got the Lovers and the Ten of Cups. Like, come on now. Come on now. Five of Swords and Temperance. You know, this again with, and then the Devil on the bottom. What I'm getting with this is, this may be kind of a coming back around. Either you coming back to love after taking some time to kind of like focus on yourself and your energy and your stability, or, you know, someone who you have been in a connection with before that, you know, didn't necessarily go the way that you wanted. And I think whether this is like a new person or this is like the same person, they're telling me it doesn't really matter, because what happened like last time that you kind of tried to give this a shot, I think was, it felt like you walked away with nothing. It felt like someone was playing to win and you were trying to show up as a team. You know, like I'm seeing this other person, again, whether it's the same person, different person, take it how it resonates. Like showing up as this person in the Five of Swords who has all of the swords, and you see the other people, they just walk away. They're like, it's not worth it. And I think like that's more your energy, and you're more like Temperance, where you are more like, okay, you know what? This isn't working. I'm going to focus on myself. I'm going to focus on my spirituality. Eight of Pentacles, like putting in the work to develop this sense of stability, to make yourself the King of Pentacles. But there's this pull coming back around with the Lovers and the Ten of Cups. Like, very much like divine union kind of energy. I don't necessarily like that term in all contexts because I think that it's both overused and misused. But there does seem to be something here about this one cup that you're being offered now, leading you to something that is so beautiful and like so vibrant and just like very, very happy, but not just like happy in a that's it kind of way, but in like a reciprocal and balanced way. In a way of, this person really knows me. This person really knows what I want. This person really wants the same things. This person really wants to do the work to make it happen. Do the work to make it happen. And I think like that's kind of where we're getting this like balancing act here, where you're feeling like, I think a little off balance with the intensity of this energy coming in. And I understand that with like the Lovers and the Ten of Cups there. It's something about this. It's like leaving me a little speechless, a little lost for words that may be relevant to someone within that. Okay, we got the Queen of Pentacles here. That's interesting because as I was talking about, you're in your King of Pentacles era. So what does this Queen of Pentacles have to do with it? What's she trying to say to us? Interesting. We got the Five of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the Two of Swords. You know, I think this like Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, this may be like the other person in this connection, who I think like in the past wanted to match your energy, but it's like they had all of this shit going on. And I think that like it was almost like they were choosing between showing up in this like nurturing, grounded energy, and showing up in a way that was like a bit more conflicted, a bit more fiery, a little less like tied down. With this like Queen of Wands here, like a bit more, you know, I'm almost getting that like there's this fear for this person, I think, of like, maybe not like a fear of settling down, but a fear of kind of like being trapped or like being left without options. Or this could be you. Again, take it how it resonates. I think that you and this person may be in like similar places in some regards. And so I think that it was almost like they were kind of fighting between these versions of themselves. One that's like much more free-spirited and less like, you know, predictable and stable. And I think that like that energy was like not as much of a match for you. Like it wasn't a bad energy, but I think like honestly it's not the most authentic to them. Which is why we're getting this conflict and this indecision that came up for them. Because it's like they were fighting who they were. Then they were fighting being in that like balanced and reciprocal state with you, which, you know, like feels more natural. Like seeing the King and Queen of Pentacles on either side of this Lovers, like they balance each other out. They match each other's energy, you know, and that was like the first card that we got here is a Pentacles card, all about balance. And this does feel like someone who very much like wants to build a home together. It's interesting. We've got the King of Wands, the Ace of Wands, and Strength. I think again, like this is coming to like energetic balance within themselves. You know, because I think that like they do have this like grounded and nurturing side that they love and that's very authentic, you know, but there's also this I don't know, this kind of like intensity to the energy. And I think that whoever this is, whether this is someone you've been in a connection with or before, I think that they've been looking for something that like just feels like a match on all levels. You know, and now we've got the King of Pentacles, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the Queen of Wands, we got the King of Wands. And I do see this as someone looking for someone who lights that fire in a way that's like stable and sustainable and is like in control of it. With this like Ace of Wands, King of Wands, and Strength, I think like it's very much this sense of like being able to handle the energy. You know, and I think like either you or this person, potentially both of you, have been in a lot of situations where people who, you know, had a lot of energy or a lot of passion, you know, but kind of like use that to like sow discord or to trip people up or like undermine their stability. And I think that like there's this hesitancy with the Four of Swords here, because they want, and you want, I think you both want. It's funny because I keep like almost having a hard time like differentiating between like what's their perspective, what's yours, and that's not normally how it is for me when I do these readings, but I think there's some like very heavy mirroring here, you know, and we have a lot of cards that reflect that with, you know, the Lovers and the Two of Pentacles and all the Kings and the Queens, but they're very much like, is some hesitancy because it's like, I want to move away from this feeling of like passion being something that leads to conflict. You know, I don't want to indulge passion in a way that's going to leave me unsure of my path, or again, like undermine this stability. But I think like with this King of Wands, Ace of Wands, Strength, it's like that's not what this connection is. This is a connection where we're taking passion, we're taking attraction, we're taking like this inherent magnetism, and we're using it to better ourselves, to like work with instead of be something that kind of trips you up. You know, it's almost like something that fuels the fire that you've already started and the desires that you already have in the past that you want to go on. You know, it's instead of fighting against this or feeling like the passion and the attraction is the antagonist in the situation, it's like it's befriending that. You see the woman in the lion there, like befriending that. But I think that you're not gonna like fully know that this is the case unless you like accept this spark in, and see how you and how this person, how they handle it, and see that like they are up to the task, I think, of taking that and making something good with it instead of something that serves to like undermine your vision, your boundaries, things like that. So what else does this collective need to know about this connection? This feels like very, like I was saying, like, you know, divine union kind of thing, like very much like kind of spirit has a hand in this, which makes me a little bit more confident in saying that, you know, we can kind of surrender some control. There's the High Priestess. Surrender some control. I think that we got the Eight of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, High Priestess, Ten of Wands. Definitely a lot of Wands and Pentacles energy. This does feel a lot like practicality and passion kind of like coming head to head. And I think that like you may be someone who has almost like had to like learn the practical side of things a little bit more. You know, you may be a little bit more naturally passionate, naturally romantic. With this like Eight of Pentacles and Four of Pentacles, like you've had to learn the grounding. And I think on some level that may have caused you to see the passion, the energy is the burden. And that might be the thing that was like not really appreciated in its time, or not really given the space, the appropriate audience, you know, like whatever it was to be. Then we got the Two of Cups on the bottom again, you know, to like be actually balanced or be reciprocated. It felt like that was something that caused trouble. And I think this is a situation in which like that actually is appreciated. Like it doesn't have to feel like a burden anymore. And I think that like there is this sense of you feeling yourself almost like intuitively moving through different stages. And I think the previous stage was a lot of kind of like minding your business, taking care of your own shit, getting your things in order, putting your nose to the grindstone, kind of like working hard. And I think that like you made that your focus, but it was like this desire for passion, or these, you know, feelings that you had of like what you wanted and how you wished that you could show up or other people would show up. You know, that didn't go away. I think it was just sort of like this sense of like intuitively it's not time for this. It's not time for this. But I am kind of feeling like that's shifting a little, you know, and maybe this is the reason I'm giving this message is, you know, Spirit's way of kind of giving you the green light, the go ahead to say, Eight of Swords reversed. Yeah, like you can step out of the space of feeling like your passion is a problem. You can step out of the space of feeling like the way that you love is a burden, or your intensity is a burden. The Star, Nine of Cups, the Fool. Yeah, like this is the kind of new beginning that you've hoped for. And I think it's one that's not going to like destroy your sense of personal stability. This is meant to be very healing for you, so that you don't feel trapped by the stories that you've told yourself about yourself and the way that you show up in relationships and the way that you love. And I think just like the intensity that you bring to whatever connection you're in. And I think that might be why they're telling me like it doesn't matter if we're talking about someone from the past returning, if we're talking about a new person. It's like you bring the fire, you bring the passion to wherever you are. And I think that's something that you used to feel like almost a little trapped by, but we're getting this turned on its head. And I think it's because you're in a place with someone who can actually handle that. And this is going to be like a new beginning for you. No matter how much you've, you know, worked towards that within yourself, no matter how much you've sat and, you know, thought about that or hoped for that, or, you know, healed yourself in regards to like that part of yourself. I don't think that you've ever been in a place where you felt fully seen and you felt fully held. You know, like someone could like take the intensity of like your energy, your attraction, your desire for, I'm getting like a lot of like desire for growth. You know, it's like in a relationship, you love very passionately, not in like a, you know, chaotic drama kind of way, or like that's not what you're going for, but in a way where like you really want to show up as your whole self and like grow with someone and see them win and see you win and see both of you like achieve both like your shared and individual dreams, and like work both as individuals and as a team. And to a lot of people, like that's a lot. And even like any one part of that can be enough to just sort of trigger these unresolved wounds or, you know, manifest incompatibilities. Like it's it is asking a lot, but not in a bad way. Not in a bad way, because I think that, like, you're asking for what you give. You're asking for balance. You're asking for reciprocation. Seven of Swords, Queen of Cups reversed. I think in the past, other people, and maybe even you, tried to frame this as, like, you being demanding, as you being, controlling, as you being emotionally unstable. And it's like, yeah, you feel deeply. You feel deeply. And you do ask for a lot in a relationship, but it's like that doesn't make you manipulative. If you're clearly articulating this and someone just doesn't want to do it, then turning that back around on you and being like, well, you're doing this or that, or you're making me, that's manipulation. That's manipulation. And, like, Spirit wants me to be clear on that. The illusion here, the lie, Seven of Swords, is that, this is just emotional instability. This is just, I just need to keep myself in check more. I just need to not feel so much. The reality is you're the fucking Empress. Like, you ask for growth and inspire growth. It's like you are manifesting your own wish fulfillment. With that Four of Wands, like, you are someone who deserves to be celebrated, not like hid away. Because the other thing I'm getting with this, like, Seven of Swords and, like, Queen of Cups reversed is, like, someone, like, not seeing you for who you are, or, like, kind of keeping you in the dark or on the back burner, which is, like, the opposite of the Four of Wands and Empress, which is all about, I'm gonna show you off. I'm gonna celebrate you. I love your energy. I love your energy, and I love, like, the way that it inspires growth, inspires success. Six of Wands on the bottom. And I think, like, this is a connection where you can be seen in that energy, where you're not, like, hidden away behind these illusions, these lies about you, about your emotions, about your energy. Like, that's not what you deserve. Any last closing remarks, Spirit? I feel like there's one more. We got the Eight of Cups, the Hermit, Justice, Nine of Swords. This feels like a reiteration of before, kind of what I was saying before, but in a little bit of a different way. Like, you're detaching from this anxiety that you have been carrying alone, and this anxiety about being alone, and this anxiety about, I think also, like, being the only one who, like, sees the truth, who understands who you are. It's back to, like, what we started with, where I think, like, with this Hermit and this Nine of Swords, it's very much, like, giving, like, unappreciated genius, and, like, this fear that no one's ever going to really see me. No one's ever really going to understand the truth. No one's ever really going to be open to that, and be open to, I think, like, the natural, almost like the natural progression of growth that you embody and that you inspire. And Spirit's just like, we're moving away from that. Because I think that there's also something here about, you're very focused on your stability and, your abundance, and that's great. But I think that there may also be a part of you where I was talking about, like, you being a little resistant to this new thing coming in. I think that there may be a part of you who has, like, gotten really used to dealing with this alone, and does feel a little scared, I think, to step out of this hermit mode, to really open yourself up to being seen, to having your truth, justice seen by those around you. But you don't need to be scared of that, and you don't need to hold on to those fears from the past. You don't need to let that shit keep you up at night or keep you alone when you don't want to be alone. I think this is just a very clear reminder that as you like kind of detach from these beliefs related to, you know, no one will ever see me, I will always be alone, I will never be appreciated for what I am. As you detach from them, as you move away, as you realize how those don't align with your actual truth, with your actual energy, I think it'll be a lot easier to fully accept this love for what it is, and allow that to continue facilitating your growth in really new and beautiful ways. Really new and beautiful ways. So, I love that for you. And have fun with this. This is going to be a good one.